What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for a live show. It's been a while, busy week. Actually, next week I'm out. I'm on a holiday, so only daily videos, news videos, no live shows. And actually, it was a slow news week until today, basically until yesterday evening, but especially until today. It was a very slow news week, as I think everybody could have seen. Every report is basically identical every single day. It's Tonali, and it's Tonali, basically. So it's not really much to talk about, from Monday to Friday, which I thought was a good thing for once, until today, the Perin and the McKennie news came about. But we play Roma, I want to say. We play Leche tomorrow, so we do have a game tomorrow to talk about a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about, obviously, Hojlund, because he's on the thumbnail. We're going to talk about the Perin and McKennie news, and then a little bit about Leche. It's not going to be a very long live show, just a quick update, because I couldn't do it daily today. So before we get into it, as always, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. But let's start. Get real for once. Like, on the thumbnail is Hojlund, but let's start with the Perin and the McKennie news. I think everybody saw the news today, that the prosecutors in, I think, Milano are investigating players gambling, not on football, just illegal gambling, basically. What they're investigating, a whole list of players. 2 players currently playing for the club involved are Perin and McKennie, and then it was Paredes, who already left, and I'm probably blanking somebody else, but again, they left, so whatever. But the players who are at the club right now and who are being investigated for gambling on illegal websites and whatsoever are Perin and McKennie. That's that. Now, I named the title here Get Real for once, because we backed Fagioli last season. We kept him, we gave him a new deal, we paid the wages and so on and whatsoever, even though he was suspended for a year. And that's why this year, when people were blaming the club that we moved him on and we didn't give him chances, we gave him a year after he messed up. And let's be real, the rules are clear. Like, you cannot bet on illegal websites, period. Even if you're a quote unquote normal people, let alone if you're a footballer. Like, it's even worse at that moment in time. You can bet, I guess, not on football, obviously, but to do that on illegal websites is just idiotic. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You have a very good life. You're getting paid a lot of money, especially Perin, for doing squad. Like, Perin is just living life, earning, I don't know, €2.5 million net a season, and he decides, let me bet on illegal websites, I think it is. Like, the only way to describe that is idiotic. That's as simple as that. I don't feel sorry for any of these people, because they made the choices. They make their choices. Like, nobody's forcing them to bet on illegal websites. But it's funny, because last week I was talking about Perin and people were, attacking me because I don't think he's a leader. He's not a leader. It's as simple as that. I don't care if he speaks well. A leader does not post social media things to act smart, in a very delicate moment of the season where, you should be united and you shouldn't, get rattled by, I don't know, the slightest thing. Now that news came out, it's just empowering my thought that these players mean squad. Like, again, I will repeat myself. 20 years from now, I will not remember Perin. I will not remember McKennie, because they have done nothing noteworthy or worthy to remember 20 years from now. Like, we are in that level, like, the club is number one. It's not Perin, it's not McKennie, it's not even Yildiz at this stage of his career and what he has shown. We have been so bad for the last 5 years or so that mediocrity and the bare minimum is getting hype. And for me, that's crazy. When Perin comes out with quotes and crap like that, being the backup goalkeeper, I'm not having that shit. Like, I cannot remember, and maybe I'm wrong. Give me an example of any top club in the world where the second goalkeeper, who has never been a number one or a world class player or whatever, talks or put out cryptic messages in a delicate situation. That only happens. I cannot remember Storari talking shit. I cannot remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I cannot recall that. Because, one, you're a backup. I don't care. You're a backup goalkeeper. I don't expect the backup goalkeeper to be the leader. If the backup goalkeeper is actually the leader, we're in more bigger trouble than we actually could believe. It's the same for Pinsoglio crap. Oh, he's a leader. These guys shouldn't be leaders. They don't play. They are not on that pitch. What the hell are they leading? In the locker room? Giving a good speech? That's not going to help these players on the pitch. Pinsoglio played like the... Somebody can look that up. The last time he played regular first team football, I think it was for Latina. And I think that club doesn't even exist anymore. Or they're playing Serie D. I don't know. If these guys are the leaders of this locker room, we are doomed. Like, we are actually in massive trouble. You know, I don't care if they are good guys. You know, like, I care. It's good for the, like, they're good guys, but that's not going to help us win. They're not on the pitch, and they're not on that pitch for a very good reason. First, because Bisoglio is crap. Like, let's be completely real. And we're talking about top club Juve level. And two, Perin is not as good as Di Gregorio. He was not as good as Chesney. Wasn't even close comparing him to Chesney. It was actually embarrassing that he got compared to Chesney, to be honest. What Chesney's done in his career and Perin, and there was actually a debate that one should be benching the other. In this case, Perin was actually disrespectful towards an extremely good goalkeeper in Chesney. But those guys should be leaders, not bench players, not players who accepted to just cash in and I don't need to play. That's what Perin did. He came out and he said it. You know, you saw that social media post a couple of years ago, quoting somebody saying it's better. Or no, it wasn't. He gave an interview. I think he said it's better to sit on the bench and win stuff than play and not win stuff. I'm like, you're not doing any of the two right now, you know? So that's one. I don't want to hear the backup goalkeeper come out because that's part of the issue at the club, that the backup goalkeeper thinks he's the leader of a team that's crap on the pitch. And he's not even on the pitch. If he was on the pitch and he spoke, I'm like, cool. I can live with that. Even though I'm not buying you being a leader, at least you're on the pitch. You play week in, week out. You do not, for a reason. He's not a crap goalkeeper. He's not better than Di Gregorio. So I don't want to hear that. Now that news comes out, it's even clear these are not the people we should be defending. The players that play for this club, we are one of the biggest clubs in history. Not in Italy, not in Europe, you know, not in Torino, in the world. We're one of the, like, everybody knows this club. Everybody knows this club. I will never sit here and accept players like Perin as a leader of this team. I will never do that. I will not cry over these players. Same for McKennie, you know, who now got involved in whatever crap he got involved. These players shouldn't be playing for our club. These are not serious players. These players are not going to win us. We're not going to win stuff with these players. It's as simple as that. When I need to wake up and see McKennie's dad talking about his son on social media every single day and quoting every quote saying that you should be playing McKennie. Oh, when will the coach play him in his best position? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. I don't know in which situation it's good that a family member of a team is questioning the head coach. I've never seen that, only at this club. It happens consistently. He does it basically every single day. A serious club would already told his dad, shut up. Shut up. It's not needed. Tudor is in charge. Motta is in charge. Allegri is in charge. If you don't like it, behind closed doors, we talk about it. If you're still not in agreement, piss off. Not go on social media, family members going on social media and questioning the head coach in charge. Even if I'm not a fan of the head coach, as a fan, we can do that. I don't play for the club. If I play for the club and my dad is tweeting that the coach is not doing a job, then everybody is assuming it's coming from me. And even if it's not what, even if it was not coming from me, I will tell my dad, shut up. You're making me look bad in the locker room, at the club, among, like, for the fans. But for some reason, it's okay. It's acceptable. And actually, it gets hyped when McKennie's dad tweets about his son needing to play in his position. It's all groupies underneath it saying, "Oh, tell him, that's a good thing. Wow, he's the best player." I'm like, what the hell? Like, what even is happening at this club? I don't think people are deeping how crazy it is. This is not normal. Like, this is the third player, including Fagioli, basically, that has been investigating for illegal betting. This is not normal. It's actually not normal. A serious club would have told these players, if it's actually real and it gets proven, it's done. Leave. Like, just get out. These are not the players. These are not leaders. These are not serious people. Because you're in a position, like, again, we cannot do that. Betting on a legal website, let alone you as a football player, as a professional athlete, representing a club, representing millions of people doing it. And I don't want to hear, oh, they're humans or whatever. No, they get paid money to do things in a different way than we do. If they get paid our wages, I don't expect them to eat strict, to live strict. I don't expect them to do that because you get a normal wage. We're not doing that. But if you're getting paid millions, I expect you to stay fit, follow the rules, and stay in line. It's the bare minimum. You're getting paid millions. You don't have a hard job. You play your hobby. You're getting paid to do a hobby. It's time that this club gets real. And actually, I don't want Conte to return, but maybe it's not a bad thing. Because this locker room is actually in shambles. Because players are doing whatever they want. If Conte's in charge, there's no way McKennie's dad is tweeting that out. Because I think at the first time that happens, McKennie will get told by Conte to shut his dad up. Because he was not having that. So maybe it's a coaching thing. I don't expect Tudor to do that on an interim job. I expect the club to step up in this situation and pull McKennie to get to the side and say, this needs to stop. This actually needs to stop, let alone you getting involved in illegal betting with Perin. That's a different thing. We back Fagioli. We don't have a commitment. If you put the club in a bad spotlight, it's done. It's done. Like they did that with Pogba. He got cleared, and they still told Pogba, leave. Yeah, financially it was a thing. But if you're a serious club and this gets proven, get out. Just get out. They don't deserve to play for this club. If we're paying these players millions, and when I talk about all of you are helping paying these players, buying jerseys, buying subscriptions, like DAZN, whatever your Paramount, whatever you're watching the football. As fans, we're helping this club to pay these players, and this is what the players are doing in return. It's actually crazy. And the scary part is they're still getting back. They're still getting back. It's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. They've done nothing for this club. McKennie got sold, basically. If Leeds stayed in the Premier League, he would have been playing for Leeds right now. Remember how bad he was looking at it after himself physically in that moment in time. He got back, got a chance, and this is what actually was doing that when he was at Leeds, apparently, as well. And now we're trying to reward them with a new contract and improved wages. This is the perfect time to say, no, we're not doing this. Get out. But again, we're not a serious club anymore. And it's actually sad to see when these things are coming out, it's making it worse. We're already bad. We're already in a bad situation as a club, and then these things are coming out. For me, it's actually a piss take. It's actually a piss take. Let me see for the comment section. Wait. Uh, okay. Perin won the Cup. I made a great save against Stuttgart. That's about it. Giuntoli trying really hard to prove. Yeah. All this stems from outcome. When your club is a circus, it's on you and the guy you appoint as your tactical director. The owner sets the culture, the level of seriousness needed. I agree. If I don't know, we've all been at a job where you can feel if the guy or the person in charge is a bit loose, it's a bit chill. Everything is chill. Everyone will chill, because it's you look at the guys at the top and you're like, it's allowed. Like if they're doing it, I'm doing it basically. And if he's okay with it, if he sees what I'm doing and he's okay with it, then I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna lay back. But if it's strict, then I'm gonna be strict because you expect me to be strict. You're watching me and you're not accepting that. So I have no other choice, or I leave and go find another job. In this situation, leave and go find another club. But again, if the top is relaxed, not in charge, are willingly to accept the media shitting on the coach so the focus gets away from them, then yeah, players are doing what the hell they're doing. And right now, that's it. Players like Perin think they are leaders. And for me, that's actually mental. It's actually mental. I don't think the chat is loading, people. Or for me, I cannot see anything. Give me 1 second to give it a go again. Okay. I got it. Okay, so the investigation on Perin and McKennie, it is what it is. Also, Gatti was investigated because he was loaning Fagioli money. Again, you can say good friend, I guess. Not smart, or like, again, if you're a good friend, you're probably going to do that in that situation, or you're going to keep, telling to stop or help him to stop. But I'm not going to really blame Gatti for helping a friend, I guess. But yeah, it's not smart because you're getting involved. You're you're complicit. Like you're getting involved, so it's not smart, especially not if you're in the spotlight, and you're risking your career. Basically, yeah, you're risking your career. Fagioli risked his career. He's doing well right now, so good for him. Tonali, the same thing. But some players who are less talented are putting their careers at risk. These are the players representing this club. It's like, it's actually crazy. If I told you this 6 years ago, you would have told me you're crazy, or 8 years ago, whatever. Like, what? That's actually insane. If I told you we will be in 25 and Pogba would have been caught with doping, Fagioli suspended for betting, now Perin and McKennie getting involved. If I told you these things, you will be you told me I will be insane. You were telling me that's absolutely no chance that was happening. But here we are. It's happening. Okay, let's move on to Hojlund before we move on to the Leche game. So that's the latest news that actually from good sources, Matteo Moretto, Fabrizio Romano, they're all saying that Giuntoli has Hojlund on his list, not just on his list, very high on the list. And there have been already talks with his representatives to see if he fancies a move to Juve or back to the Serie A, whatever you want to call it. If you're not sad right now, then you'll probably be sad after that news. I don't know how to describe it. I didn't even know who Hojlund was when he was playing in Serie A, to be honest. And he played for Atalanta. I think he scored like 10 goals or 9 goals. Not one person at that moment in time was like, I want Hojlund at the club. He goes to Man U, and if I told you he's rubbish, I'm being extremely polite. It's worse than Vlahovic. It's literally worse than Vlahovic. The touches, the finishing, the movement, the like just getting involved in play. It's so bad. It's actually so bad that to actually even open up talks as a sporting director to bring him in is a sackable offense. Let's be very real right now. it feels like Giuntoli has a fetish to sign players at Juve that he couldn't sign at Napoli because right now, because Juve have more money than Napoli. That's how it feels. The players we're getting linked with at times, I'm like, this is not Napoli. This is not Napoli, with all due respect. And actually, not even Napoli is taking him at this moment in time. I don't believe that Napoli are looking at him, by the way. I don't know how to describe it. I'd rather keep Vlahovic on 12 million euros than spend 50 or 45 on Hojlund and give him 6. I rather would have kept Keane on 0 goals in a year than sign Hojlund. It's that bad. It's really that bad. You know, I don't know how many times you guys watch Man U. It's not that I watch Man U every week or so, but every time I watch Man U and he's out there, they're playing with 10 men. It's actually crazy that he's starting games. It's actually crazy that he's starting games over Xerxes. It's actually insane. So I don't know what's happening at Man U, to be honest, but every time I'm watching a Man U game and he's playing, it hurts my eyes. It's unbelievable bad. Like, he's good at squat. Like, he's actually good at nothing. Like, it's not, you know what it is? I think we're all in that situation that even me, when I'm very critical for the club, you know, because they're doing things very poorly, obviously, because we're not winning for years, I always try to find something positive. You know, for example, Nico Gonzalez, you overpaid. I was like, but he gets GA. You know, I'm trying to convince myself to give it a chance. You know, I have nothing to convince myself to give Hojlund a chance. Like, I don't know what I need to tell, which lie I need to tell myself to make me go, well, I'll give it a go because at least he can do this. He does nothing well. He doesn't finish well. He doesn't control the ball well. He doesn't play well. He tries to be a physical bully, but even that, it doesn't, like, he plays with his back to goal. He tries to shield the ball a lot of times. He tries to bump into defenders and get it going from that point, but that's not even working. You know, it's unbelievable that we're trying to replace Vlahovic with Hojlund. That's actually unbelievable. Like, the news is real, by the way. That's what makes it worse. It's not Calcio Mercato or Tutto Mercato Web or Sport Media Set or whatever outlet you want to put. It's a good source. It's a good source. And it's not saying that we're signing Hojlund whatsoever, but Man U want to get rid of him. It's obvious. And it's obvious that we need a striker because Vlahovic is not going to stay. So the news is very believable. It's very believable. But if he signs Hojlund, Jesus, I've not seen one person, not even the most positive Juve fans out there, you know, trying to make this sound good. Like, there's no way you can make this sound good. Like, there's no positives about it. Like, I don't see anything positive about moving out Vlahovic for Hojlund. I don't. And I tried all day to think about something to say, you know what? Makes sense on that aspect, you know. Maybe that he has 10 negative points, but hey, that 1 point, I don't know. It's not even that. So it's really sad. It's really sad that they actually had talks with him as well. Giuntoli needs to go. Hojlund isn't even half the player Dusan is, and that's telling quite a lot. This will be the final nail in the coffin for Giuntoli. Yeah, but like, then you're stuck with a problem. Giuntoli's gone, but you spent 50 million on Hojlund, and what the hell is gonna happen right now? So these things cannot happen. We know what Giuntoli is doing. He's trying to be the smartest man in the room with moves like let's buy low on Hojlund. Man, you are not letting Hojlund go on loan. On low. I don't know what you're thinking about low. They're not letting him go for 20 million or 30 million. They're gonna ask 45 and 50. And if Giuntoli wants him, he's going to pay that money. That's the scary part. He's going to pay that money. So I don't know what you think about low. Because for me, low in today's market is 25, 30. That's very low. That's not what Man U are going to sell Hojlund for. They're going to sell him for 45, 50. And Giuntoli will pay that. If he wants him and he doesn't get Osimhen or Lukman, which is not even a striker, but we're not getting Sesko, you're not getting Gyökeres, he's going to pay that money because you have no striker. He's going to do that. That's the crazy and the scary part. Isn't that that's not even the scary part. The scary part is he will probably get sacked after this window if he messes up, which by the looks of it, he's on pace to do that. And then you're stuck with players nobody's gonna buy, and a financial situation in which you invested a lot in these players, nobody's gonna buy. That's the scary part. It's more scary than actually seeing Hojlund wearing this jersey. So, it's real. Like the news is real. It's not a bad source or anything. Excuse me. It's actually a very good source, but I wanted to kind of keep it away because we still have 7 games to play, and we need to win games, obviously, because Bologna is not stopping. Lazio's coming, so I wanted to focus on that. But actually, it's halfway April, like a month and a half, and the season is done. Yeah, it's the Club World Cup or whatever. Like a month and a half, and the season is done. We need to focus on getting Champions League, or we'll end up not even buying Hojlund, but selling players you don't want to sell. That's the focus right now. So I saw the news, almost cried, almost shed a tear. But I was like, okay, that's still a month and a half or so, or 2 months from now. I don't want to think about. A lot can happen in these 2 months. But yeah, even getting linked with Hojlund, and actually the news is not linked. The health talks with his management. That's scary. That's actually really scary. For striker, 50 is low today's market, and this sim is going to pay that. At this point, I have more confidence in an Interista Ultra running Juve instead of Giuntoli. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I don't think that Interista Ultra will be very smart, so he might just do good things without even having a Chloe's doing it. But Giuntoli's doing things knowing what he's doing, but actually ending up in not knowing. That's how I feel. But yeah, that's the Hojlund part of it. Let's talk about Leche a little bit before we wrap it up. Tomorrow, tomorrow Leche. That's exactly what's wrong with this club. We buy Kia parts for a Ferrari race. Yeah, and actually the ironical thing is, I think the real Ferrari team also has Kia parts, but we do buy Ferrari type drivers, so but Lecce tomorrow. Tudor did his presser. I rewatched it because I was busy. Wasn't anything special being said. Thuram was back in training because he missed one training, so he might not start. And he talked about the general stuff, about it's all about winning. That's the only thing that matters from now until the end of the season. The focus is on purely on that, which, well, kind of it makes all the sense in the world. And that was kind of like no real information. He was asked about, what he thinks about the team now that he's in charge. Like 2.5 weeks, he said, I was impressed by the players' reaction. And he said, that it's not about me, it's about the players. I can tell the players something or whatever. They need to go out there and execute it, basically. And he was impressed by that. He was happy by that. I've not been impressed. I'm not going to lie. And I know people are like, oh, you're negative and whatever. But, I mean, I'm not going to get impressed for the bare minimum improvements of stuff. Like that's not what I'm gonna get impressed about. I don't expect anything from Tudor from now until the end of the season. I have extremely low expectations, so I don't think we're gonna get top 4. That was with Mota in charge the last couple of games, and that's when Tudor came in. I don't expect us to get top 4 because I think Bologna are a better team right now. They are a much better team. I'm not saying squad, but team. They're a real team. I've watched them against Napoli. They should have won that game, and then it would be completely dusted top 4 because we were celebrating, not me, but they were celebrating, people were celebrating a point against Roma, which I don't care. Roma are one of the hottest teams in Europe form-wise. I don't care about that. You support Juve. I'm not going to celebrate a point. The day I celebrate the only way I'm going to celebrate a draw is if it's a second, tie, basically the second game in a tie, and it gets you into the next round, then yeah, celebrate it. But other than that, I'm not going to celebrate a draw when I support this club. It's impossible. Or the draw is enough to win the title, obviously. But a draw during the season I'm not going to celebrate it, especially not when you need wins. In a situation where you need wins throughout the season, you're going to draw games, whatever. But we drew 14 or 15 of them. So I'm not going to celebrate it when we need wins, when teams are catching up to us and other teams are running away with it. So I've not been impressed, but again, I don't expect to be impressed. So it's going to be interesting what he's going to do tomorrow. I've seen a couple of potential lineups. I've seen Di Gregorio in goal. I've seen a back four. I don't think that's going to happen. So it's probably going to be Gatti. It's probably going to be Kalulu, Vega, and Gatti is not there, but I was no, not Gatti, Cambiasso. I was looking for Cambiasso. Excuse me. It's probably going to be Kalulu, Vega, and Cali again. I've seen Cambiasso being dropped into the team in the starting 11 again with wait, yeah, it was Cambiasso, it was Turam, it was Locatelli, um it was Wea. I've seen Vlahovic up top, no Colomani, Koopmeiners back in the starting 11, Yildiz. I've seen information with McKennie, so I don't think anyone really knows what's gonna happen. He talked about it. He said Turam, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. He said Koopmeiners is getting up there again as well, but I think Koopmeiners will get the start tomorrow. Now, he was hyping up Leche because he's a team that's very good on the counterattack, and he was not lying. On if you look at the stats, they are dangerous on the counterattack. It's a fact. So you cannot say he was lying in that regard. Because they do well on the counterattack, and actually we are not good on the counterattack. Funnily enough, but the reality is, let me see if there's an updated lineup, the latest. No, it's Cambiasso, Thuram, Locatelli, McKennie, Koopmeiners, Yildiz, Vlahovic. It's basically the same. Now, what I do think is a fair point is Lecce are fighting relegation. So these clubs are gonna fight for their lives. It's not early on the season where it's like, oh, it's far away, we'll go for it, whatever. This is survival mode. So Lecce will make it a tough game. That being said, you need to beat Lecce at home. And actually, you need to beat Lecce in a comfortable way. I'm not saying 4-0, 5-0. A 2-0 win with a goal in minute 40 and a goal in minute 80 can also be a comfortable win if you're in control of that game for 90 minutes and you create a lot of chances and so on. I'll label that as a comfortable win. That's what needs to happen tomorrow. There can be no ifs and buts, because going away to Parma the following week is going to be more difficult because, again, you're playing a relegation side away from home. We have a boost of knowing we can, keep Inter at bay right here. So with Lecce, Parma, and Monza, who are really bad Monza, you have games coming up that you just need to win. You need to convince, obviously, but the win is the most important thing. But it starts tomorrow with Lecce. And we knew what happened last time we played Lecce with the last minute equalizer in a game where I think we had enough opportunities to close it out, but so did Lecce, if I'm being completely honest. So it's gonna be interesting tomorrow. It's gonna be interesting. Vlahovic is on a horrible form stat-wise, like goals-wise, but like stats, passing accuracy, touches, it's all over the place, and he will get a start again. And we were slating Motta for playing Koopmeiners even though he was not performing. Vlahovic is getting the start again after stinking out the previous 2 games. I don't know how that's even possible. That's not a good look on Tudor, by the way. Even if you're here for 7, 8 games or 9 games in the league, without the Club World Cup, starting Vlahovic, you're not going to convince anyone. He's been that bad. You started him twice. You started him twice, excuse me, and he's been really poor. You playing him now again, he didn't do anything to validate that start. For me, that's actually crazy if he starts tomorrow again, because he doesn't deserve to start. Even if he scores tomorrow, based on those 2 games, he doesn't deserve to start. But he likes Vlahovic, and yeah, that's his guy, so he's gonna play him. But I don't see what Tudor saw in Vlahovic in the last 2 games to say, you know what, you're my guy again to lead the line against Leche. I I don't know. Just besides the fact that he absolutely adores Vlahovic and what he's done in the past, and maybe the action, but that's not the same Vlahovic. This is a Vlahovic who struggles to play a simple pass, and I'm not exaggerating. That's real. The tape is out there. The stats are out there. So actually unbelievable that he's starting again, but that's the case. People smash like button because we only have 15 likes, which is not good enough. So hit the like button because I'm gonna wrap it up in a minute. We better win, and we better win convincingly. Yeah, I want to see a comfortable win, But at the end of the day, the moment we're in as a club and the season, a win is a win right now. I think Jonathan David should be our first priority striker, not the best option, but to make the most sense. I disagree. Shouldn't be like to lead the line as a main guy to score 20 goals. I don't think he should be. I think it's better to play McKennie on the right back position. I think right wing back position. I think he's gonna start tomorrow. Only starting Vlahovic to hope he scores a couple of goals to sell him. I don't think that's the case as well. He just likes Vlahovic. That's that, because he's not gonna play him like he does. Like a coach doesn't care to play a player just there is a value. He needs to hit his target, So, Vlahovic is very weak-minded. What happened to Vlahovic, man? He might have the worst first touch in the league right now. What's up there? Need Atalanta to dispatch Bologna as well. Well, there's no chance, Eddie. The Atalanta I've seen personally the last couple of weeks, only against us. There's no way. They'll probably get smacked by Bologna. Do they play Bologna this week? They actually play Bologna? No. You might be right, by the way. But I thought it was Oh, they play. You're right. I did it. I forgot about it. And Lazio play Roma. So it is a big weekend, actually. If you think about it, Atalanta play Bologna and Lazio play Roma. That's why I was pissed with the performance last week. We didn't really go for the win in the second half when we were in position to go for the win. That would have boosted us. But again, it's a good weekend. Atalanta play Bologna. Lazio play Roma. We play quote-unquote Lecce. You have Parma. You have Monza. And then you have a must-win game against Bologna, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull it up one more time. Let me see. So we play Lecce, then we play Parma, Monza, Bologna, and Lazio back to back. So it's like, if you believe in top four, you need to win the next 3 games. No debate about that. You need to win that, and then you're playing for top four. If you win the next 3 games, and then you go Bologna, Lazio, Bologna away from home, and Lazio away from home. That's actually crazy, by the way. I completely missed that, to be honest. But that's where you play the top 4. Because Lazio, they play Europa League, but they're probably going to go out. So Lazio play Roma, but up to us. They play Roma, but then they play Genoa, Parma, and Empoli. So easy games for them until they play us, and then they play Inter. And Bologna, let me see. Bologna. Here we go. Bologna play Atalanta right now. Then they play Inter. Then they play Coppa Italia. Then they play Udinese. So the games until they play us, it's Atalanta, it's Inter, it's Udinese. Then they play us. Then they have Milan and Fiorentina as well. So Bologna have a very difficult schedule, but they look like the best team, in the race for that 4th spot. They look like the best team right now. I'm saying. They really do not give up. Tough schedule, tough opponents or not, they are going for it. So for us, it's important to win the next 3 games and then go to Bologna and Lazio and handle your business with not losing, basically. If you win your next 3 games, you're in a position to get top 4, because I think you play Venezia on the last day, and is it Udinese the game before that? I think it's Udinese. I'm not sure. Hojlund is another current version of Vlahovic. Hojlund's not a leading striker. He's a backup. Bologna has a tough schedule. Yeah, Hojlund's nothing right now, but let alone striker. 9 points next 3 games is a minimum. I agree. It's the bare minimum. If you don't get them against 3 relegation sides, literally, you know, Leche, Parma, Monza, then I don't know what to tell you, you know. A draw in the Roma derby will be nice as well. Yeah. But I have a funny feeling that's not going to end in a draw. But let's see. I also think Bologna is going to win against Atalanta. But again, let's see how that will, develop in the next couple of weeks. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this one up. As I said at the start of the video, like the video. But I'm not going to do a live video until a week. I'm going to Italy for a week. I'm going to put out dailies, match reactions, and stuff like that. That's not going to change, but I cannot go live for a good week. I'm leaving this weekend and I'm back Monday. So I think hopefully the next live will be, we play Monday, so Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday or Wednesday will be the next live show, and then we will go from there, you know. But for now, stay safe, and you know, hopefully we get a win tomorrow so I can go relax on on my vacation for a week, not, you know, needing to worry about I don't know, us, the club again not winning and stuff. But you know, let's see what's gonna happen tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it in my match reaction. But yeah, that's it, people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the kind words, and then we will speak again tomorrow, post game Leche